Hello, I'm Dr. Bill Waggoner. Welcome to today's Tuesday Tip. A few weeks ago, I mentioned a book that I recommended for all practice owners. It's called The E-Myth Physician: Why Most Medical Practices Don't Work and What to Do About It by Michael Gerber. In that first Tuesday tip, I elaborated on the 3 hats or personalities that the dentist owner must wear: the clinician hat, the manager's hat, and the owner's hat. If you recall, we spend over 90% of our time and energy being a clinician, maybe 5 to 8% of the time managing, and usually very little time and even little energy actually acting like an owner. However, how we act as an owner can make all the difference in the longevity and the value of our practice. Today, I'd like to touch on what Gerber has to say about money and what it means to a business enterprise. And make no mistake, to run a successful dental practice, it must be run on sound business practices. Gerber outlines how 4 highly integrated factors govern the subject of money and how each of them have everything to do with the success of your business enterprise. The 4 factors of money in business are income, profit, flow, and equity. Each of these play an important role in success. Income, the first factor, is the money that doctors are paid by their business for doing a job in the business. Income has nothing to do with ownership. It has everything to do with employeeship. To the dentist as an employee, income is the most important form that money can take. To the dentist as an owner, it's the least important form. The second factor of money in an enterprise is profit. Profit's what's left over after the practice pays all of its current liabilities. Profit can occur accidentally or intentionally, but the practice's ability to consistently do things to generate profit is essential. Why is profit so important? Well, Gerber lists 4 reasons. Number 1, profit is the investment capital that supports growth of the business or practice. Number 2, profit is the bonus capital that rewards people for exceptional work. Profit is operating capital that shores up money shortfalls. And number 4, profit is return on investment capital that rewards the doctor owner for taking risks. Gerber states that profit is the fuel for progress. The third factor of money is flow. Money often comes into a practice sporadically, and the money flow or cash flow can be challenging to handle even if there's a profit in the business. Cash flow is having the money available when you need it. Now, a very simple thing that I did many years ago was to work with my bookkeeper and vendors to see that our monthly expenses were generally paid on an equal weekly amount. In other words, if I knew my expenses for the month averaged $80,000, I wanted to split my bills and liabilities so that I was paying $20,000 a week for 4 weeks, so that the outflow of cash didn't come all at once. Similarly, all of our employees are paid every 2 weeks, as are our doctors. So rather than having a really large payroll every 2 weeks, I pay the employees 1 week, the doctors the next week, then the employees, and so on. Little strategies like this can really minimize stress associated with money flow in the office. Finally, the 4th factor of money in a business is equity. I'm not talking about equity that we've been hearing about in the news almost daily, about fairness or impartiality. I'm talking about equity, which is the financial value placed on our practice or business by a prospective buyer. Interestingly, the way that income is handled, the greater the profit, the better the cash flow, the more equity or value your business or practice will have to a prospective buyer. At some point, we all look at transitioning from our practice ownership, and when we do, maximizing the value of the practice is highly desirable. However, this isn't going to happen over the course over 6 to 9 months. The value will largely be predicated on how the practice has performed over an extended period. So this week, I urge you to give consideration to the 4 factors of money and how it's handled in your practice: income, profit, flow, and equity. In an upcoming Tuesday tip, I want to talk about one of the best ways of improving these 4 money factors. Again, the book that I've been talking about is The E-Myth Physician: Why Most Medical Practices Don't Work and What to Do About It by Michael Gerber. Consider picking up a copy. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next week.